You don't need a 5 a.m. wake up call, a cold shower, or 37 steps before sunrise to fix your life. You need something smaller, much smaller, because the truth is, most people try to discipline their way into a better morning and fail by Wednesday. Here's what they never tell you: your morning isn't about motivation, it's about momentum. And momentum doesn't come from big wins. It starts with a tiny habit done immediately after waking that flips your brain out of autopilot and into control. Let me explain why this matters more than any productivity hack you've tried, and how neuroscience, not hustle culture, is the real answer to taking back your morning. Why mornings are a mental battleground. The moment you wake up, your brain is in a foggy, reactive state. Your cortisol levels are peaking, and your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decisions and focus, hasn't fully come online. That's why reaching for your phone feels automatic. Scrolling, dopamine hit, delaying your start, safe, familiar, easy. But that first decision, what you do right after you wake up, becomes the cue that shapes the next 12 hours of behavior. According to James Clear, Atomic Habits, every habit is built on a loop: cue, craving, response, reward. So if your cue is chaos, checking messages, rushing, skipping, your brain builds the habit of reactivity. That means your entire day is shaped by the first 30 seconds. The tiny habit rule that changes the loop. Enter BJ Fogg's Tiny Habits method. And this is where the magic starts. He discovered that lasting change comes not from motivation, but from anchoring microscopic behaviors to existing cues. In other words, don't try to start meditating every morning. Instead, after I brush my teeth, I will take one deep breath. Or, as soon as I make my bed, I will say, "Today is in my control." These habits are so small they feel silly, but they're designed to do one powerful thing: teach your brain success from the start. Neurologically, this triggers a dopamine response that rewires the brain to want the behavior again. And once it's wired, it scales. One breath becomes 5, one stretch becomes a walk, one thought becomes a win. The point? It's not the size of the action, it's the signal it sends to your identity. Why tiny beats tough every time? The reason this works is simple but overlooked. Your brain doesn't reward big efforts, it rewards consistency. When you start small, you remove the resistance, you remove failure, and that tells your nervous system, we are safe, we are winning, we can do more. This creates what's called a success momentum loop. Tiny actions, positive emotion, repetition, bigger identity, bigger habits, and because it's built on identity, not discipline, it lasts longer than any morning motivation ever will.